How's that baby run out at?
Like about 8,400. In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys the best exhaust setup for the E92 M3. I've had this M3 for over 2 years now and have went through quite a bit of different exhaust setups, so I'm gonna show you guys the best one I found. First, let's actually show you guys what this guy sounds like stock. So now let's go ahead and go back to my house and show you guys the different exhaust setups I've actually used and been through and kind of explain the disadvantages and advantages of different setups. Alright, so the first exhaust setup I actually got on my E92 M3 is the Eisman Black Race Series exhaust. And as you can see, I got this thing used. It's definitely had better days. It is definitely wearing out on that black color on the outside. These retail for I think like over $3,000, which is pretty insane. I don't want to go too crazy, so I just ended up just getting the axle back system. As you can see here, nothing crazy with the mid pipes, just leaving the mid pipes fully stock. If you rev it from basically, you know, it idling to about 3,000 RPM, if you just give it some nice little stabs on the throttle, it'll sound pretty good, but above 3,000 RPM, especially when you're driving, you don't really hear a huge difference. So now to compensate for that crazy lack of sound I was experiencing with the first one, I decided to get a full titanium straight pipe exhaust, and let me tell you, this is definitely a little overboard. But I will tell you, this system is absolutely beautiful with the color, the actual like welding parts on it. It is absolutely insane, and I actually got the version with the carbon tips at the end, so very nice. As you can see, there is absolutely no mufflers or no cats or anything like that, or no silencers, none of that BS on this mid pipe. This thing is fully straight pipe titanium. And let me tell you, this system absolutely screams. This thing is just a little too loud. It's absolutely absurd. Even with the valves closed, it's still pretty loud. But from this exhaust setup, I did learn one really important thing. Those cats on the mid pipe are pretty much keeping this thing very silent. So in order to actually wake up that V8, you're really going to need to remove those cats from the mid pipe. And although I went a little extreme with this setup, it was definitely fun while it lasted. So now experiencing a tiny bit louder than stock and pretty much the loudest you can make the car actually sound, that now leaves us with the final exhaust setup. The Goldilocks of the bunch. I'll now show you guys the final exhaust setup. We are still going to be using the actual Valve Master titanium axle back system with those two mufflers, and it is valved of course, but we actually did change out the mid pipe, and that is where the big difference is made. You still have those valves from this exhaust, and you still have the look of the titanium at the end of the exhaust as well, showing to everybody. But on the mid pipe, and especially the X pipe, you do have those 4 separate silencers actually right there, quieting down the car just enough for it to be like not super annoying with that full straight pipe system. But don't get me wrong, this thing still sounds absolutely amazing with those quad resonators. Now there's only one more thing left to do. Let's go ahead and throw the exhaust setup back on the car and show you guys how good this thing actually sounds.
Oh my god! Wow! The next day.
Alright guys, it is a brand new day. Let's go ahead and do the first cold start with this bad boy. And yes, my key fob is out of battery, so I have to get in with this guy. Bruh. Alright. Let's check this guy out. Of course, the mandatory wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Definitely a way meatier sound, way more like angry sound, and yeah, I can barely even hear my own thoughts. Bro, I just noticed before I was gonna leave, bro, of course I have a check engine light on. Just BMW things, I guess. Alright, let's just do a little stab with the throttle. Alright. But now let's actually really go ahead and test out that new exhaust. Let's go ahead up to some mountain back roads and test it out. Woo, baby! Damn! Dude, this thing is so fun, dude. Do some degenerate activities. what I need, bro. Oh, man. Third to second, though. Oh, the DCT cars would sound good, too, but, like, just doing it yourself, it just, like, adds that so much more satisfaction. Just, like, oh, damn. Just hits a little bit different when you do it yourself. So obviously this thing sounds pretty dang good from the inside of the car, but my favorite perspective is definitely the sound that comes when you're outside of the car. God dang, man. Whoa. Damn, this exhaust just like makes the car alive, dude. Maybe an hour ago I saw a 997.2 GT3 pass by and it sounded so good. I like heard it from a distance away. And then I also had a 812 super fast pass by too when I was over at that spot back there. They sound so good. I'm not trying to compare this car to those cars. Obviously those are in, you know, completely different leagues in this car, but like now this thing actually feels alive. Like it has its own spirit. Like those two cars had like a soul and spirit to it, and now like finally this car has a soul to it too with this exhaust on it. Brakes work. Woo! Dude, this fourth to third though. Oh. I think this honestly, this exhaust sounds good from like 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, then also like 6,000 to 8,000 RPM. It has this like crazy race car sound. And then between like maybe like 4,000 and 6,000 has kind of like a European muscle car sound. Damn. You guys hear that like pop? Car, especially with this exhaust. It really just opens it up and you could finally like enjoy your E92 M3 in my opinion. Obviously the car is really great stock, but man, an exhaust with no catch just really opens this thing up. nice.